who would you say has the better work ethic?
Well, Bert would be like, I mean, I'm doing a lot more actually right now. I'm doing the festival. I'm doing the festival is fucking crazy. No, I think we both, have dad, or I had a dad who like, we were like very traditional work, get up at 5:30, whatever, go to work. Like they're just like old school Americana dads who are like, yeah, of course you work. Right? So then like when opportunities come, like they have arrived for us now, we're like, we have opportunities. Like, I mean, neither one of us is like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like we're just like, oh yeah, you go to work.
Yeah.
So we both work a lot. I mean, I did a tour that I think was insane. When I look back on like, it was too much, meaning not like I couldn't handle it. It's just like, for having a family, it's just like, it's not conducive to do that many shows and tour that much. So I'm more conscious of it. And like, I'm literally going to see my agent here to plan out the next, like we have to have more weeks off, but it's not because like, I don't want to work. It's like, I have to be able to be home. Like I have little kids, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Bert is going, in my opinion, too hard. Like I feel like it's insane. Yeah, I think it's almost like avoiding life. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, what are you doing? And then because like Bert does this thing where he knows when I say this, that he'll be like, yeah, I don't know, I just took on too much. I'm like, yeah, but you're in control. Like you can say it. And he's like, I don't know. Like I don't know.
He has a hard time saying no.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely has.
He does give himself to a lot of different, as much as he can. I mean, even coming to Beer Olympics, when I hit him up the next day and was like, hey man, I know you get pulled in a lot of different angles and you're just blowing up. He has been for a while now. And it's like, I appreciate you just like taking the time. And because you could even see it at the Beer Olympics. I don't know about you, but you could see a little bit of you could just see like he was worn down a little bit. And then he expressed that when he sent the message back. He's like, hey, I was running a little low, but very appreciative. Bert. Like, of course. He's the best.
No, he's the best.
It does seem like he just goes fucking
I want him
miles an hour.
to, I mean, if he's trying, look, if he wants to hear this, okay, you're working harder. Like, I don't know.
He did ask me to ask that question.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but we did a Zoom call for this thing the other day and we get on, he's like, ugh. I'm like, are you all right? He's like, I'm dying. I was like, yeah, I don't want that to be real. Like, could you chill the fuck out for a second? But yeah, he goes, he'll do this. I think he's going to take a little bit of time. Then he's got his fully loaded cruise. Then he goes back on tour, then into another production. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. I get it because you go, these are incredible opportunities. You work your whole career for these opportunities. And then you get them, but you still have to, like, I'm saying it like I'm telling him, I'm telling myself too. You still have to like figure out how to manage it.
Yeah.
Because you don't, I guess you don't want to be like, no thanks, right? To the thing that you're like, you always wanted to do, but you can't say yes to all of it. That's the part you have to figure. You can't say yes to all of it.
Right.
Get the message we have to wrap up kind of soon because he has to go do KFC.
Oh, fuck them.
I'll let him know.
Give us 3 pet peeves of Bert Kreischer.
3 of his pet peeves?
3 pet peeves you have with him.
Oh, that I have with him?
No, like that you see of him.
3 pet peeves you have for Bert. Like what bugs you about Bert? 3 things.
Oh, pretty easy. Number 1 would be, as busy as he is, just not responding to like, I'm like, hey man, we're good friends. We're literal business partners. And I've called you and texted you for 4 days. Oh, my bad. I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, I've been around you when other people, and I see how you, I'm like, don't fucking answer me. My bad. So that fucking irritates the shit out of me. But yeah, I'm like, whatever, dude. I know how you do this. Like, pick up the fucking phone. Text me back that you can't talk.
Simple enough.
So that makes me crazy. What else makes me crazy about him? He will. Oh yeah, he just won't like consider anybody else's emotions in the room. So like he'll come in and I'll be like, and he's like yelling at, somebody on the staff. And I'm like, buddy. And he's like, what? I go, yeah, but he feels this way. But I'll give him credit. When you point that stuff out to him, he'll be like, you're right. Nadav. I'm sorry I didn't think about how you might have felt in this. It's literally like you're raising kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're a dad and you're just like, yeah, but your brother feels this way.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, good point. Sometimes I get a little ahead. So yeah, I do give him credit. He gets so fucking like fired up in the moments of like fun. Because his whole thing is like, how can I make something more, like he wants every moment to be, like if he came in here, he's like, let's make this the best podcast in the history of podcast. Like,
Yeah.
right? Like he wants to manufacture fun, even if it's like, like it can't. He doesn't want to have like an okay day.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you go like, how was last night's thing? It was the best night of my life. And I go, I know it wasn't. And he's like, what? I go, well, if it was the best night, like you've said it's been the best night of your life 500 times. So which one is it? Like most people have an epic experience. You had dinner. You told me it was the best dinner you've ever had in your life. You had the best coffee you ever had in your life this morning. The show was the best night. He goes, okay, all right. Sometimes I embellish. And I'm like, yeah, quite a bit. So
Dude, your Bert voice is so funny.
It's like but you know what I mean? Like he really, and actually a lot of that is tied to like booze. And like, he's the party guy. Cause like the party guy wants the party to go on. Right? Mm-hmm. Like one time we hung out, I'm not a big drinker, and we had a couple of drinks, and I was like, it was like midnight. We were at this hotel. I was like, all right, like I'm gonna go to bed. He goes, what? I go, I want to go to bed. He goes, why? I go, because it's fucking midnight, and I've had a few drinks, and I'm tired. He's like, don't you want this feeling to keep going? And I was like, what? What feeling? He's like, just like that buzz. Like, don't you want it to just not stop? I was like, no. I want to put my head on a fucking pillow and sleep. Like, are you crazy? And he's like, I just want this to never end. I was like, that's not a healthy thought. Like, it's fucking, this shit will never end. But then he's not lying about that. Like, that is, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And so, like, it has two sides, because the upside is that he makes most things more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like he comes in and you're like, oh shit, like a party just came into the room. Like he's a literal party. Now, by the way, he's in the last year, since he's like really like, I don't know, exploded in popularity or whatever. Every time I see him, there's like 8 people with him. I'm like, who the fuck are all these people? He has an entourage now. Like he's like, this is my camera guy. This is my sound guy. I'm like, what? He never like just rolls in solo anymore.
That's
but
wild.
It's a party. It's a party where he goes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then they keep the party going.
Seems exhausting, but also be on the receiving end of it. Every time Bert walks into a room, you're like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm so happy he's here.
Yeah,
because he's such a good time. And the thing about Bert is when you see him and you talk to him, a minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You literally walk away going, I feel like we're best friends. He made me feel
1,000%.
like, man,
When
we're
at the
gonna be
movie
friends for
premiere,
life.
I'm like, I think we passed Tom as his
yeah.
best friend.
No, he does. Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. He's very sincere. He's very sincere. And he doesn't do like, like, good to see you, man. Like he's not like that. He's like a look into your eyes and like, this means so much to me. He likes community. He is a frat guy. Mm-hmm. Frat guy has like a negative connotation. The positive of it is like, if you wanted to find the positive in that, is somebody who like wants like a friendship fraternity to exist.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So like he goes, why don't we all just be friends and like hang out and like, let's make this fun. And I'm just like, what? Like, I want to go be alone.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, no, come on. Like he's always like, come join us. And like, like that's.
As an observer, you guys have a very interesting dynamic. You guys are both hilarious individuals in your own way, but it's interesting to see how, I mean, I'm assuming you guys are best friends. Would you call him your best friend?
Yeah, we're best friends. And he's like, it is a balance. Like part of the reason I think that it works for us is that I thoroughly enjoy him. Like a lot of people are like, how do you put up with this fucking lunatic? And I'm like, yeah, but I enjoy, like, he entertains the shit out of me. I find him one of the first times we ever took a road trip together, this was like years ago. And we drove up to Sacramento and we're driving back down from LA. I mean, it's like hours drive. I forget how many hours it is. And then on the way back from Sacramento, he goes, you don't say much. And I was like, you haven't shut the fuck up. You haven't stopped talking. And he goes, yeah, that checks out. I was like,
that checks out.
But the thing is, I was like, yeah, but I would ask him a question. He would talk for 30 minutes straight. And then I ask him one more question. An hour has gone by with him just talking. I mean, he's just talk. But I enjoy him. Like, I enjoy his company. And then he thinks that I'm fucking weird. And I'm like, I don't think I'm weird. I think I'm pretty much like the voice of reason, and you're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I enjoy your craziness.